channel.
Hey, you know what time it is?
What time is it, man?
The beatdown! Welcome everyone to another episode of The Beatdown, the segment where two worlds collide. I'm your host, Pius, this is my co-host,
Mr. J. What's going on, guys? How's it going? We would like to remind you, if you enjoy these videos or our content, go in the section below. Like, comment, and subscribe, and share.
Yeah! And without further ado, we are on our next round of our tournament for villain or anti-heroes. And yeah, today this one's going to be an interesting one. Because I think this is our first... No, this isn't our first. This is like our second female character to be on in the tournament. So, do you want to go first or shall I?
I'll let you go.
Alright. I will be representing DC Comics Enchantress. Not to get confused with Marvel's Enchantress. Yes, they do have their own Enchantress. Wild. Alright, so let's get into the brief origin story. June Moon was just a typical average woman who was going to school. You know, she gets invited to a costume party. So she's like, alright, I'll go to this costume party. She goes to this costume party. It's this really big, creepy looking mansion. As always, you know where this is going. She goes into this mansion. She finds a secret little, she wanders around. She finds a little secret passageway. And in the secret passageway, there are all these little mystical artifacts. And amongst those mystical artifacts, there's this giant stone head. And its name is Zamor. It starts speaking to her telepathically. She starts freaking out for a moment. And this thing is apparently a demon, but a good demon. I don't know how that works. So, Zamor decides to tell her, hey, your friends in this party are all in danger because there's some kind of bad juju about to go down. And, yeah, you may want to save them. So he offers her powers by offering to chant her name, Enchantress, to get the powers of Enchantress. And sure enough, she chants the name, gets the powers, saves everybody from the mansion, and that is the brief origin story of Enchantress. You guys are probably wondering why it's not the same as the Suicide Squad story, because there are different interpretations of Enchantress. This is the old original before the New 52 story, so we're clear. Powers, abilities, and feats. Shall we? Okay. Magic. Biophism. Energy projection, Eldritch Blast, Energy Construct Creation, Force Field, Flight, Molecular Reconstruction, Possession, Psychokinesis, Atomokinesis, Element Control, Chronokinesis, Mechanokinesis, I'm guessing that's mechanical stuff, Telekinesis, Reality Alteration, Resurrection, Telepathy, Empathy, Illusion Casting, Teleportation. Now, I couldn't get much for the woman because obviously there's not a lot of feats she has done over the comics, at least not that I'm aware of. But here's one that will pretty much be the top that's going to show that she's impressive. She was separated from June's body, okay? Enchantress was separated from June Moon. And separated just for a brief amount of time, she was able to take on Deadman, Satana, John Constantine, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Cyborg, okay? This thing is incredibly strong on its own, so it needs June Moon to kind of keep it on its leash. The end game to this one. Ooh. I gotta say, Enchantress got a lot more going for her than Ultron does. Ultron is a superior droid. It does have a lot of intellect when it comes to knowledge of infinite. But as far as the dark magic realm, I'm gonna have to say that maybe Enchantress is about more knowledge about that than Ultron could. You can't really get that in a book, or you can't find that on the internet. So I will say that the tricks up her sleeves probably are more infinite when it comes to doing something to mess with this character compared to what Ultron might be able to do with the level of tools he has in his possession in that. So one thing she can do is she can conjure duplicates of herself. She can trap him in the same metal he's made out of, adamantium, and keep him locked in there. She could control his body. She could probably use her magic to keep the Ultron, the original one, not being able to bounce to a new body or transfer into another body, make this one the original one and kill them just like that. The thing about Enchantress is that she's a divine infinite amount of power. She can travel to time, she can teleport, she can take it to different dimensions, she can change Ultron's matter into whatever she wants to. She can make him into mush if she wanted to. Like, there's a lot of things where Enchantress has a little more of an upper advantage because her magic doesn't come from a ring, doesn't come from a staff, it doesn't come from anything. It comes within her. So you can't really just kind of take her out that easily. And if Ultron decided to do anything kind of too crazy and June Moon decided, hey, I'll give you all of her, I'm sorry to say, Enchantress off the leash against Ultron, I'm going to tell you, I don't think anyone is going to survive that fight. I'm sorry. Ultron, no matter human or non-human, that machine's going down.
Okay, well, my contestant today will be Marvel's Ultron.
Unacceptable.
Now, Ultron's backstory is a little bit confusing. Now, I know you're asking why, and this is why. There's an older story where he was pretending to be someone called the Crimson, and he blamed Jarvis and framed him for basically setting up the Avengers and taking them down. There was a whole thing. But another storyline, Hank Pym originally created him, had his AI, I guess you could say, match his brain patterns. And at the time, I think Hank wasn't exactly in his right mind. Hank had some issues at the time. He made him out of I'm not sure if he was made out of adamantium at the time or if he later, when he created his other body. But anyway.
Yeah, either way, he gets there.
Ultron basically became self-aware and discovered, his whole protocol was to protect the human race. And he's like, well, the only way to protect them is to destroy them. And that was his whole mindset. And as I said before, Hank modeled him after his own brain patterns. So Ultron took everything that was good about Hank Pym, but also everything that was bad. So he kind of inherited his issues. And he grew like this ego and a god complex and just decided to kill everyone. He later broke out of the lab, returned later, and took it over and built himself a new body. And that is the confusing origin of Ultron. Abilities and feats. Let's get into it. Now, Ultron has superhuman strength and speed. Technopathy?
Mouthful sometimes, guys.
Yeah.
Mouthful.
He has ionic blasters, force fields, something called a molecular rearranger, tractor beam. He has robotic drones that eat flesh, apparently, and can transfer his mind into another body. His feats are that he has conquered the Kree Empire in 48 hours, overpowered many of the Avengers at once, flew the Milky Way in mere months, outsmarted the High Evolutionary.
Ooh.
Right?
Damn.
Tanked hits from Thor's hammer, resisted and assimilated the Palax, killed most of Earth's heroes in 2 timelines, defeated Iron Man, Wonder Man, and Thor.
Yeah, Wonder Man's pretty strong too.
Yep. And he's also defeated Kang the Conqueror.
Kang the Conqueror!
Yep.
That guy time dimensional travels and stuff. That dude is top tech boss.
It got so bad to a point where Kang started time jumping and grabbing heroes from different timelines to have them all team together and fight Ultron. And Kang still lost many times. He started to lose so much that the time started to collapse on itself because of all the time jumping.
Damn.
Yeah, so this is definitely going to be a very awkward fight. I really think it's going to be weird for both of us, given that this is pretty much a magic versus science. Science versus magic, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
Ultron is going to need to keep the drones from... He's going to need to use all of his drones to keep Enchantress busy and to keep her from being able to use her abilities. I want to say if he can maybe get Enchantress to revert back to what's her name? Jane
Moon.
Jane Moon.
Like that's any better.
Then it would.
Sorry, June Moon.
June Moon. Then it would be make her a little bit vulnerable. Another weakness that I've noticed she has is if Ultron can find her heart and stab it, it would kill her. I don't know if that was just for the movie or for what, but I'm gonna go with it.
Yeah.
Ultron definitely has enough drones to make that happen.
I mean, he could hack into Tony Stark's stuff and get that god weapon that shoots from a planet that could hit Hulk.
Oh, the satellite laser?
Yeah, it's I don't know if it's called the God Killer or something, but it's a pretty massive weapon that it hit Hulk so hard that I think it peeled off his skin maybe or something, or it at least put him down for the count for sure. And this was Planet Hulk when he was all mad up and everything like that. Like he was
he could definitely hack into something and hit her with that. But I think pretty much the key would be to use all of his drones, keep Enchantress busy, and while she's busy trying to fight all the drones, that's when Ultron can go and stab her heart, or just hopefully he can weaken her to a point where she would revert back to June Moon. And from there, if Ultron could overpower most of the Avengers at once, I want to say maybe he could take Enchantress. At least give her a run for her money, you know what I mean? But, that is my end game.
My chassis is comprised of pure adamantium now.
Okay. Yeah. I like that.
But as always, it's not up to me and it's not up to him. We leave it up to you guys.
Yeah. So if you guys like my argument, you can hashtag DC's Enchantress. And if you like my boy's argument, what can you do, bro?
Hashtag Ultron.
That's right. As always, No Press Fam. We really appreciate you guys. And if you guys want to vote, please go to @CClass90 on Instagram.
Voting is important.
And for the next 3 days, look at the date right now. It's going to be on for 3 days on an Instagram polling.
I mean,
that's my story.
If you want to see your character advance, I definitely recommend voting.
Or just at least hashtag in the comment section below, so that way your character can move on to the next round. We really appreciate you, No Press Fam. Catch you guys later. Peace.